24, I want to say, or 25, one of the two.
25. We've quarter century, dude. Quarter hundred.
Yeah.
I wanna give Phil a shout out today because he is literally driving across the country, enjoying a boba tea, and still going live today.
There you go, guys. No
That's called
excuses.
dedication.
Yeah, no excuses,
Um,
guys. So, I mean, just to give you guys some brief intro, if you guys are new to the show, my name is Philip Ty. Was from based out of Richmond, Virginia, but now I'm moving to Austin, Texas. I've done over 80 or so fix and flips, 80 wholesale transaction, and like hundreds of transactions in real estate. Started in 2017, and now it's 2026. Bought two businesses, and I'll just pass it over to you, Tim, to kind of give the
yeah.
audience a little summary.
Yeah, so if you guys are new tuning in, Tim here. We actually just did a reconciliation of our deals and all that stuff, and we actually closed 110 deals so far in the wholesale industry. So, um, don't really like to talk revenue numbers, but well over the seven figure revenue mark. But yeah, trying to
Same.
optimize, focusing on optimizing the businesses now using AI, and that's
Yeah.
kind of gonna segue into what we're gonna talk about today. Phil, you're way more involved than me. I'm like kind of like in kindergarten slash first grade now. So, what are you working on, man?
So, I mean, I haven't been really working on it too much since I've been driving across country, but I don't want to admit this, so I'm not going to admit it. But during my time of traveling, I've been working on some things. So, first thing I've been working on is building out a scope of work application. So, what I've built out so far is actually, should I even show you? I should just show you,
Yeah,
right?
you
I
show
mean,
it.
like, yeah, I'll show it. Let me just bring that up so you guys can actually see how this thing is actually doing. So that way, you guys can see it. But before I bring it up, 'cause I'm not really prepared right now, you can go into detail of what you've been working on, and I can just kind of
Yeah.
segue into this.
Yeah, I'll kind of show you what's going on here. So I'll kind of show
Yeah.
you my screen, guys, where like you see this PowerPoint slide that was created.
Yeah, dude.
This was all done by my Claude executive assistant,
So sick.
which is crazy. So this is called Excalidraw, and it's like an app where you can have AI give it a code, and you drop the code file into Excalidraw, and it comes up as an image, all purposely like all done by a template that I gave. And
Yep.
basically, what I'm working on now is I'm creating an executive assistant in Claude Code that essentially automates like all the stuff in my business. So basically, I run all of my businesses kind of through ClickUp. So ClickUp is a project management tool, and basically Claude Code is connected to ClickUp. And basically, what I do every day is I ask it, "Hey, give me a rundown of like what's going on." And what's crazy about this is you can see like the two businesses I run, New Breed Investors, Aria Inbox, and just personal projects. Claude Code actually built out all the files and stuff for me.
So
Like
sick.
it built
So freaking
everything out
sick.
for me based off what I'm asking it to. And then we're actually going to test this for Aria Inbox, Phil, of like running our LLMs through
Yeah.
ClickUp, right?
Yep.
And we have our rocks, all that stuff. So we're building meta ad infrastructure, creating ad creatives for the company, and these are our quarterly rocks based off what Claude recommended.
Hmm.
And then basically it builds out all the tasks for me. And when I ask my EA based off my calendar and how much free space I have and how much time I'm willing to spend on each task, I can actually ask Claude executive assistant to tell me what I'm doing for the day and like what priorities I should fit into my calendar, what I'm planning at my calendar on Sundays.
Yeah, that's freaking
So
sweet, dude.
pretty sweet, right? So I can't show you Claude on this because it's locally hosted on my laptop, but
Yeah, yeah.
it is, bro, like in the last week I built this and like I'm nowhere near where you and like Nick are. So I'm like super excited to learn more as I kind of dive into it. But I've been focusing on the EA side of the house.
I will say, guys, I mean, it may seem like very like quote unquote like confusing or like high level, like where do I start? But Tim's like in the military. He has like no technical background per se. And
No,
so
I know.
if he can figure it out, like you guys can figure it out too as well. Just to kind of give you guys some context here. yeah, I just wanted to say that, and just in general, because it can be very confusing. It can be overwhelming because there's so many sources out there, and like for a person that's like not technical, like Tim's, like where do I start? How do I start?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good point, right? So like, what? So kind of like, I want to give like room to speak on this, Tim, because obviously coming from no technical background, how did you end up kind of piecing things together?
Yeah, it's super overwhelming because there are so many content creators coming out now. Like every day, there's like four new content creators on YouTube, and like they all give super good information.
Yep.
But there's so many different like AI tools, and even in our group chat between you and Nick, I'm like overwhelmed by like how much information is being passed. So that kind of like deterred me from wanting to do stuff. But
Yeah.
honestly, it's you pick one thing that you want to learn. So for me, it was Claude Code. Like I wanted to use Claude,
Hmm.
especially when all the big craze came out. And then I learned one more thing, Visual Studio Code.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I learned those two things, I only watched content on those specific things, and then
Right.
just playing around with it and like watching tutorials. Like there's so many free good tutorials out there
Yeah.
in terms of like setting things up, and some of these guys like Nate Kirk, right? Like he
Uh
breaks it
huh.
down step by step for you, and as long as you watch the video and you're following along at the same time, and then you're
Hmm.
seeing the like instant gratification of like the system like building stuff for you,
Yep.
that's what makes me like want to keep going, right? And it's just
So
it's crazy,
it's
dude. Like
it's a huge dopamine hit, straight up.
it's crazy that like I literally just asked it like, hey, build out a plan that, you know, based off your experience, like based off knowledge and stuff like that, how should I set up my ClickUp? Right? If you set
Yeah.
up a ClickUp or Slack by yourself, it's a mess, right? It's all disorganized and stuff.
Hmm.
And it built out a whole foundation. And then when I connected the two, which by the way took me like 2 hours because I had to watch a YouTube video, but
Yeah.
once you do the work, it's over. Like all you
Yep.
have to do is refine it. And I literally asked it like, "Oh, can you now like build the folders yourself?" And the answer was yes. So it's doing all that work, which would literally took me like an hour if I did it myself, and it just did it in like 2 seconds.
Yeah. It's very very cool because you're watching this real time and you're like basically talking in natural human language, and it is basically building out what you are telling it. However, the more explicit you are, the more specific you are, the better result you will get. So you just can't be like putting stuff into like you're googling. You want to put like multi-line text, be very specific about what you are trying to accomplish. So that kind of like segues me into like what I've been building. I've also been building an EA at the same time, but I've been building this application for the scope of work builder that I've kind of shared on my Instagram and my reels. But I kind of want to show you like how where it's at right now. And it's like freaking sweet.
Yeah, let me see
Let me
that.
see here. Window right here. All right. Let me know when you see my screen. Okay, cool. So this is like we saw probably earlier. This is
Yep.
a product that I've sold already, but I'm trying to redo it as far as like just seeing if I can rebuild the scope of work. I don't know if this is gonna. It's rendering right now. I built up quite a bit. Oh, here we go. So this is like what it looks like right now, like comparables. Right now, I'm working on the photo extract feature, but the scope of work is actually pretty cool. The one thing that I've gotten to, which was one, oh, this is rendering right now, so it's actually pretty massive. So I built out the database already. I built out all the things in the back end so far. So this is the inspection extractor here. So I uploaded a inspection report, and it was able to go into the inspection report and
Oh,
extract all this information from the inspection report, and it categorizes it either through severity, so major, medium, or minor, and then it gives a section within the property, and then the status. If you want to add this to the scope of work, I can click on like check mark here, and I can go ahead and hit. It's going to hit. It's rendering right now, so it's adding it, and then I can approve it. But the thing that needs to be worked on is it's extracting photos from the PDF. So it's telling
mm,
me, this, this, and this, and this. Like it's really freaking cool. It's doing a couple of photos here and there, but it can get better. And I'm gonna this so version one does not have any AI associated with it. Version two, I'm gonna basically add AI and inject it to make it smarter. But let's say I wanted to add like I'm gonna add this one, and I'm gonna add maybe another one into my scope of work here. Let's just do this one right here. It's rendering right now, so it has gone slower because there's so much more moving parts into this file, so or this application. So it's 3 approved items ready to merge. Once this is done rendering, I'm going to go ahead and hit merge. Once it's done, approve merge. And then what this does is that once it's finished rendering, it's going to be added into the scope of work, which is, let me see here, back to project. Let me see. But yeah, it's super, like I did all this in like about 5 hours total. So I can actually view the scope of work right here.
Oh yeah, that's sweet.
Uh-huh. And I thought this through because whenever I do a scope of work, I always not always, but I normally like to translate it into Spanish because most of my contractors are Spanish. And obviously there's a communication gap with English and Spanish. So it just makes sense to also generate a second language with it. I haven't tested the scope of work builder in a sense of downloading it as a file because I haven't uploaded a template for it to kind of fill in. If that makes sense. Here we go.
Yeah. Okay.
So I have my contractor section right here. I can add additional contractors. I can add a paint selection in here, but as target finishes, comps right here.
Oh, based off the properties in the area.
Yeah, based on what I put in. In version two, it's going to pull its own comps for me, and extract the photos from Zillow or wherever I have it in. But this is the scope of work section, so everything is like right here, which is fucking sweet in my opinion. And
Oh,
so
it's so simple. It's
obviously,
so clean.
yeah. So as gutters, it tells me like what it all has per se. So it's obviously a work in progress, guys. But it breaks it down by the section of the home, and I can edit it obviously if I want. This obviously needs to be obviously more readable, but that's like a CSS easy styling fix. General interior. So, anyways, if I scroll all the way down here, I can always select the second language. Spanish, Portuguese, French, Vietnamese, Chinese, and then I can basically generate doc. But I haven't generated a document. I haven't given a template. But this is kind of where I'm at right now. So this right here is like going to save me so much time when I actually go and do another project. But this is all built through Claude Code, VS Code, and then also I use ChatGPT to help me plan this whole project together. And I mean, I can also do comp criteria too as well, like making sure my comps are tight. Um, Let me see discrepancies. You guys already seen that already. This is a lot. Yep. And then what else? That styling. So in version two, I'm going to have ChatGPT or what other AI model to go get me the style, like trending styles or timeless styles, and then have that kind of move into the project and have AI render what kind of finishes it's going to be added to the finished product. So I'm trying to consolidate a lot of things in just one application.
Are you
Uh,
like, are you
yeah.
building it all through Claude, or are you using something else?
Yeah. Let me. Can you see my screen right now or no?
It shows the app.
Okay. Let me stop sharing. Let me actually share what my code looks like for people. Share screen. Let me share the entire screen because it's going to be kind of messy, guys. So I know I have all this stuff here. So this is the app. I'm using Claude Code right here. I'm using VS Code right here, or VS Code's right here, Claude's right here. So I'm basically telling it step by step of what I want. But what I how do I get the code, right? That's probably the next question. So in my ChatGPT, I have it basically build out the code for me. So I tell it like what the next phase is, right? But it basically spits out this code, or not this code, but this instruction. And I take this, I copy it, and I put it in Claude code after I've done a lot of planning prior to entering my code or entering the prompt for my code. And so, and then it goes and do its thing. So it's really freaking cool. It gives me a breakdown of what to do once it's finished, like what was implemented, right? It tells me what was implemented, and then it tells me new components that were made, and then it tells me like your next step is to run this particular SQL into your database. So it basically lives here. So every time it'll tell me to update the database, and what I'm using for my database is I'm using Supabase, which is I don't know if you heard it from Nick, but it's a vector database basically, and it's like very easy to do. It looks complicated, but once you get used to it, it gets better and better. But ultimately, you're building a database that you can just tie into your application, and then from there you can store the information that you saw earlier. So let me see if I can find a yeah. This looks
Oh my
crazy.
god. This is like your
Looks freaking
database for
crazy.
this website?
Yeah, for the website exactly. So this whole database is hosting all the data that I put into this application right in here. So it stores all the information that I have, like everything you just saw earlier. All my information is stored in here, and then my app talks to it to pull data, and then does whatever it needs to do based on my request. And I
Holy
can change it. I
crap.
can add it. I can add more things to it based on what ChatGPT and Claude Code is telling me to do based on my plan that I initially mapped out. So like that's basically it. I mean, this is like my EA actually. So this is basically it. And so yeah, like I'm just going back and forth between Claude Code, ChatGPT, and then the application to test. That's all I'm doing. Make sure that this functionality is right. So the functionality right now I'm doing is trying to extract photos from the URLs, but it's
Yeah.
been broken. It's broken, like meaning it's not working. So what I do here, let's just say I want to take this photo right here, this link, and I want to put it in here. Oops, put it in here. I want to extract the photos in this URL. Obviously, it's not going to extract because it's broken. But how I check
Oh,
on it, see it says it can't pull pictures for whatever reason. So I inspect it. This is like kind of very technical here, but I can just go ahead and take a screenshot of this
and
and
send
then
it to Claude.
send to Cloud. I'm like, hey, it's not pulling. It's about an error. Please like fix it, right? And then it will do its thing, think about it, plan on it, and then it will just kind of actually let me do that real time, so you guys can definitely see what I'm talking about. So I can just take this, I can screenshot this, and then I can go back to Claude Code. I can then take this, put it in here. I can say, hey Claude, the photo extraction from Zillow is not working. Can you please fix this issue? Right. So I go plan mode, and then let it run, and then it's gonna to think and marinate on that. So it's probably gonna take a couple of minutes, and it's gonna read the code, and then it's going to see what it can fix, and then from there, once it tells me it's done fixing, I'll retest it in here, and then I will see if it works. If it doesn't work, I just continue this iterative process over and over again until it's actually fixed. But
Dude, that's insane. And like
that's
you
it.
just
That's
talk
it.
to it, right? So that's your Whisper Flow.
Yep. That's my Whisper Flow. Whisper Flow is an amazing piece of software that is basically speech to text, but obviously everybody has it on their phone, but the way they do it is like very, very good. It's like very, very accurate. We're not sponsored by them, but I mean, if you guys are listening to us, please, we'll sponsor you. Help me sponsor us.
Dude, it's really crazy because it's not like a normal like voice detection software on like your phone. Like if I'm like, yo, let's grab dinner at 6. Actually, no, let's do 5. It'll literally just
Yep.
text, hey, let's get dinner at 5. Like it'll
Yep.
cut out all the BS. which is super important when you're like quote unquote vibe coding, because like
Yep.
you want to make sure that you're telling it exactly what you want it to like to do. Like I built out this huge like YouTube like researcher that runs once a week, and
Yep.
you have to be very specific because it asks, if you plan it out right, it asks you like tons of questions.
Yep.
Like you're not going to get good results if you just say, hey, build me a skill to like research YouTube, right? It's just, it doesn't know like what exactly it's looking for. So then if
Yeah.
you tell Claude like, hey, I want to do this step by step and let's talk through it before you build the code
Yeah.
or before you build the skill, is like what I've really learned is like the most important is like, hey, let's go step by step. And then Claude will
Hmm.
literally go step by step with you, asking you all the different questions that it needs to find out what is the best skill to build. And
Yeah.
basically, like after like talking to it for 30 minutes, it, you know, it seems like a lot of time like talking to it, but guess
Yeah.
what? I don't have to research YouTube ever again. Like
As
I'll
a
just,
save, it saved you time. It saved
yeah,
you
it
so much
saves
time.
you a ton of time. And I tell it that I'm going to run it once a week. So it'll give me one
Yeah.
video per day. And then what I'm
Mm.
going to work on after this podcast is working on the YouTube scriptwriter, right? To give
Yeah.
me, you know, the hooks and stuff like that. And that's what I really need. I just need hooks, right?
Yeah.
So pretty freaking
It's
crazy, man.
so what I would speak to that was like, if you guys are looking to build something for your guys' own use, your own optimization, I would spend a majority of your time planning thoroughly, because all the money, all the upfront work is in the planning stage. And like, be as logical as you possibly can when you are creating the thing that you want to create to benefit your life. For this app, it took me like basically, I would say 2 hours to actually took me like months of planning in my head so that I could just basically have an outline, and then I would give it to ChatGPT. I'll tell it what my plan is, and then I would tell ChatGPT to make sure you ask me questions before you start giving me any prompt so that we're aligned. And then it would basically do that over and over in different multiple iterations. And then from there, once we are aligned and we see the same vision, then we go ahead and execute the
Build.
plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's like my one take. Like you just can't one shot it. I mean, you can one shot an app like on one prompt, but just just know what you are asking an AI LLM model do, right? It's gonna make mistakes if you do a one shot, and you're gonna be
Yeah.
upset with it.
Yeah, I mean, just, and I'm not even building an app. I'm just building it like a EA, right? And like, I
Mhm.
had to scrap my whole first build because I was just building because it was so addicting and like
Yeah.
talking to it over and over again. And I realized I was like mixing up workflows and mixing up, you know,
Yeah.
where the AI should read, like in the MD file.
Yep.
So when I redid this one, I really was like, okay, what do I actually need this to do every day?
Yep.
And then what is like the logical step? So like you can't write a YouTube script if you don't have research, right? So
Hmm.
we look at trending thumbnails, we look at trending titles and video topics, and then I
Yep.
pick the best ones that I want, adjust it, and then I'm like, okay, cool. Now let's build the script based off what topics I want to talk about. Like that's just
Yep.
logical, right? So
Yep.
but yeah, it's been really fun, man, and I can't wait to figure out how I can tie this into Go High Level and
Yeah.
give me all the reporting and stuff like that for my businesses, you know?
Actually, the funny thing that you end up talking about Go High Level is that I'm actually currently building out a property kind of helper for my Airbnb, since I'm actually moving to Austin. My property in Richmond, I'm Airbnb out. And so I've built a quote unquote knowledge base by adding all the instructions, adding video instructions for anybody that wants to like have questions about my little house. Um, I will have guests literally text this number, and it will be the helper, like, hey, I need help with the kitchen faucet. And then my little conversation AI will text the person back and say, hey, here's a video instruction on how to operate that faucet. So that way I'm not involved. Like, I do not want to be involved in the middle of the night trying to communicate with people how to fix a faucet or turn a faucet on. That'd be like super annoying. So I'm building that out for our CRM. Um, and if anybody's having that particular issue, you know who to reach out to.
Yo, that's crazy, dude. And
Yeah.
that's what's crazy about the AI stuff now in GHL. It's getting so
Yep.
good in terms of, how much money you're spending for the CRM. Like, not a lot of people, like, there's a lot of people that have, like, issues with Go High Level, but they've invested significant amount of money into the AI.
Yep.
And it gets better, like, every week, So
Yeah.
it's
It,
nuts.
it really does. It really is. And the one thing that I will say about just AI in general is that think of it very logically. I know we're not taught how to think logically per se, but like think of it like every single thing that you do, whether you're aware of it or not, is like a step. And like if you can relay that step to the planning stage of your AI, then it'll be that much better. Like so much better.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? So like our email marketing stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
Jake was telling me 2 days ago about, and I want to talk about this. Like AI is, as of right now, AI is only as good as what you give it, right? Like
Yep.
if you don't understand your business, or you don't understand what levers to pull or what issues you have because you don't have a business, like the AI is not going to like
Yep.
give you what you're looking for. So 2 days ago, Jake tells me, dude, I spend so much time because instantly the software we use for cold email, it generates AI messages, but it doesn't like send them for you unless you pay a ton of money. So he has the Instantly app on his phone, and he's constantly like tracking like clients' like text messages and emails.
Hmm.
And I'm like, bro, that's horrible. You spend like 2 hours a day like doing that. So I literally in 30 minutes, I'm like talking to Claude, like trying to figure out, hey, this is my actual bottleneck. This is what I'm trying to achieve. Can you walk me through step by step? But I'm giving it real context of like what's
Hmm.
happening. And it gives me a recommendation. So it's like, hey, connect Claude Code with make.com, and also use Instantly. So Instantly will port leads into make.com, and make.com will read the message, tag it and whatever, and then send a automated message through Instantly. So it'll have a pre-templated message, and then it's going to automatically port into our client's CRM that triggers like automated AI text messaging, right?
Yeah.
Like
That's solid.
I just saved Jake 2 hours of his day, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's going to take about 2 hours to implement, which Claude Code like told us was like, hey, to do this, it will take about 2 to 3 hours to implement into like a workflow. But once
Yeah.
that's done, he
They'll save
technically
you.
never has to do that ever again.
Exactly. Oh, you make a good point too as well. Like if you don't know how to solve your problem or don't know where to start, give context to ChatGPT or Claude Code, and then ask the AI to help you solve the problem. Like, because I think millennials in general, we are like, how do I do this? How do I do that? But you don't have to think that way anymore. You can actually ask a computer that's smarter than you, and then it will tell you how to do it.
Yeah, like it gave me four options, and it's like,
Yeah.
which option best fits for you? I recommend this one. And you can look at the recommendation and be like, yeah, that's a good one, or no, I like option two more. And then it'll say, cool, do you want me to build out a step-by-step breakdown of like how to achieve this? And I'm like, holy crap, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I didn't even know where to start, and the dude and the robot just like told me like what exactly to do. So I'm freaking stoked, man. It's been really fun.
I mean, who else is using? I wonder in our audience, who else is using AI on this kind of level of where it's helping you automate your work, your workflow, maybe at work, your own like 9 to 5 job, or in your side hustle or whatever you're using it for. Because I know a lot of people right now are like using it as like a Google kind of search, but
Yeah.
it can do way more
Yeah.
than just that.
When you showed me that picture of like how many people by the
Yeah,
millions is using ChatGPT at different levels, or AI
I
at
was trying
different
to find
levels.
that. I couldn't find that.
Yeah. And the crazy part is this, right? Like one of my wife's coworkers, she asked her job to purchase ChatGPT Pro, right, which is $20 a month. And I'm like, guys, like when I hear about AI and I'm like, oh, you want to do ChatGPT? I'm like, it's only one thing, and
Yeah.
It doesn't like scratch the surface of like what you can actually achieve in
Yep.
AI. And like I said, like I'm very like in first grade, but like the type of stuff that like is possible to build, I'm like I couldn't sleep last night just thinking about it all. Like it's so crazy. Like and like Nick said it too. Nick's like I can't sleep anymore
Yeah,
because
you
like
really
it's just
can't.
there's just so much stuff to build.
Dude, like once you unlock, like once you can see it, it becomes like you can't unsee it. It's so hard.
Yeah, it's like a whole new matrix, dude. It's like, yo, like I think about now everything I think about is like, yo, how can I like eliminate this from my life? How
Or
can I
or
never
say
do this again? Yeah.
or like how can I reduce the amount of effort and time that I put into this and just automate it, right? Because it makes you think in a different kind of way and lens. You're like, okay, like it's never been more important to make SOPs now, step by step, so you can
Yeah.
basically feed that to your AI and then having little to no input back into it, which is like a game changer in every entrepreneur life because then it gives you more bandwidth to do more product or productive activities and cash, maybe producing income as well. Yeah,
Dude,
absolutely insane.
it's limitless. Yeah, and I can't wait until like we learn a little bit more so we can like give back to the community and stuff because
Oh my
there's so
gosh.
many things that we can automate, especially in the CRM realm because the CRM kicks a lot of people's asses, right? Like, I
Yeah.
mean, CRMs are complicated, right? If you don't know how to use them,
Yep.
and being able to just, hey, hey, EA or hey Phil, like whatever my robot's name is, it's like run a report in my CRM and let me know who I need to reach out today in terms of leads, and then how many leads that we didn't actually follow up as scheduled. And like just having your robot tell you that every day is like, bro, like that's unreal in terms of like lead management. Like if you're a solopreneur and you have hundreds of leads in your CRM, like it's very overwhelming to go through it. But if you can just literally prompt and say, go through my CRM right now and tell me who exactly I need to reach out to and how much money is on the table right now. Like it will literally shit you out that report.
Yep.
It's insane, right? Insane. Now it can't like automate your whole business, but like that is super helpful information when you're
Well,
like operating by yourself.
well, actually, it. I just bought me a Mac Mini. I've been actually trying to find. Oh, in the last 24 hours. The last 24 hours, I wasn't gonna. I mean, I used OpenClaw before, but then I just was very scared of the security risk, and I was like kind of concerned, and so I took it off my Mac, on my own computer. And the concept, if you guys are doing OpenClaw, by the way, guys, if you guys want to get into OpenClaw, the one consensus across the AI expert leaders in the industry is to buy a separate computer so that you can host OpenClaw on it. It's like the concept here is like if you are hiring an employee, you don't want to give your employee your own computer and get access to your own stuff. So have a separate environment for it. That way it can do its own thing and you can basically call on it as an employee. So, long story short, I try to buy a Mac Mini in Texas. And obviously, Texas has like 30 million people. And like, I went to like two Costco today and like it was all sold out, of course. But where I was from, Richmond, Virginia, they had all the Mac Minis there. And I just like left empty handed. So I'm just kind of like sad. So I was like, God darn it.
What's crazy is like when you guys were sharing the screenshots of the different systems and like the
Yeah.
studio was like $3,800, but
Yeah,
that
dude.
thing is like a tank, dude.
It's a tank. It's
That
a
thing's a
freaking
tank.
tank.
But that's what Alex Finn's using, right? He's rocking like three studios, I think.
His setup's like 20 G's, but he's already made that back already. And I mean, it's actually daunting to actually use Open Claw because like you literally have I think, a college level degree employee.
Yes.
If you
Yeah,
think about
just
that, think about
working.
that, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, just working that. And like,
And he runs it 24/7, right?
yeah, I mean, honestly, it's probably better than a lot of employees. Most, if you're a business, if you run wholesaling, if you run any business at all, if you have this one employee, this virtual AI agent, then it just makes all the difference in the world. All the difference in the world. Like seriously, Claudia, I did buy one online, so I bought one at Best Buy. So I'm right now. So I'm actually. So Claudia told me to buy one online, which I was going. I did that already. So I actually was going to buy one at Apple, but then Apple was taking too long, so I bought one at Best Buy. So I'm gonna go pick mine up next week in Austin, Texas. So
My question
there
is
you go.
this, like, so I obviously want to do that. Like, I want to have like, the mission command like Nick does and
Yeah.
stuff. And like, do I do it on OpenClaw or do I keep grinding on Claude? I feel like Claude is like it's
So
so good, but like I know I'm missing something in my life.
so so here's the thing. OpenClaw is an open software where anybody can download it. It doesn't have a lot of funding, obviously, because it's free. Where Claude is backed by billions of dollars of research and security and all that stuff. So, however, over time, OpenClaw is going to get better, and it has going to be different permutations already, from it. NVIDIA, like what we ended up texting you earlier this morning, has created their own OpenClaw, which is like based on security, and you can use that as a sandbox. So sandbox is like a different environment. It's a virtual environment that's not connected to your computer, and you can basically go into the sandbox and tell your open claw to do whatever you need to do and then like hop out. I would say I would say start to set it up, in my opinion. Because imagine just think about it. The way what you're doing right now is good because you can transfer your EA knowledge that you've already built out into OpenClaw.
Later.
So yeah, later. So you take the whole folder structure and all the files that you created and then transfer all that into your OpenClaw and then just be like seamless connection. It has all the context. It
Oh,
has,
so still
yeah,
keep building right now as I am, and then when I'm ready to run OpenClaw or NVIDIA, right? Because NVIDIA
yeah,
is
yeah,
coming out
yeah,
with that new update. Just transfer my whole brain into OpenClaw, and then I have like a robot that just runs.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So Wow Lab tech messaged us. Who are you guys and what are you guys discussing today? So it's well, we're real estate investors. We've done hundreds of transactions across many, many years, and we're discussing how what we're doing in AI right now to optimize our business. And we're talking about like anywhere between building apps, EA assistants or executive assistants, and OpenClaw right now.
Yeah, you know what's crazy, man? Like we have multiple EAs at our job, right? Like in our W-2, right? Like
Yeah,
every one of our senior level bosses has an EA, and it's kind of crazy. I'm like, bro, I don't like I'm not saying like fire people, right? I'm not about that life, but like, yo, like they're not needed. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're not needed. It's
yeah,
crazy. So, you know what I mean?
it
Like a
is.
lot of people have EA virtual assistants like that manage their calendars and stuff. Like you save your money. You don't need it. You really don't.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this for our community that that we host, New Breed Investor and then Curative Investor. I'm actually looking to build out some stuff for Curative Investor to the research side because it's very manual labor,
Oh
and
yeah.
for like New Breed Investors looking to build out like scope of work apps so you guys can use it, and then I don't know potentially an EA for people that actually need it in their business. So it's gonna be so dope, guys. In the next probably couple of months, you guys are gonna have like your minds blown. Seriously,
Yo,
it's gonna be insane.
yo, if only we could perfect finding reading data. Like I know you're working on in
Yeah,
curative, which kind of bleeds over to like all of real estate
exactly,
because reading
exactly.
county records is a pain in the ass. And like,
Yeah,
dude, if you can accurately scrape the data and like,
yep,
oh my god, dude. It's just like it's so stupid. And then like AI texting and like all this shit, dude. Oh man, it's absolutely nuts, man. It's
yeah.
absolutely nuts. I'm actually, guys, if you don't know, like I'm super against running inbound marketing, but I'm actually gonna run a massive campaign with PPL just to see if I can do it with AI. Like no acquisition manager, no nothing, just one closer and a CRM. That's all I'm doing.
That'd be sick.
That's
That
all
would
I'm
be
doing.
sick.
That's all I'm doing. And we'll see. Like if this proves out like that you can make money like as a solopreneur in real estate, this is the answer. like you're either gonna run your ads and generate your own leads, or you can just buy PPLs, which it's kind of risky. But if you have a robot that just qualifies everybody, and you have one sales rep that can take all those calls, like I never have to do a thing. I'm out. So like that's the big push. So I just got
Yeah,
off a call with motivated sellers this afternoon actually. So
that's sick. Yeah, just only talk to motivated sellers all day, every day. That would
well,
be
it's
the dream.
PPL, so it'd be like 20. Like I'm hoping to hit like one contract out of 20 leads. So right now he's is
Mm,
about $75 a lead. So if we do $75 a lead, no setup fee, that's $1,500 a contract. So if one falls out, we spend 3 grand to make 15.
that's pretty good.
And then my closer doesn't have to like talk to like thousands of people. Like they're just going to talk to like 40 leads,
Yeah,
like
that'd be great.
optimally, right? Yeah, so it'll be a good experiment to see, and that's 3 grand. Like we can test, and if we can pull out a
Yep,
deal, like I'm just gonna run it nationwide.
exactly.
So
This is the
cool.
chart that I was referring to, guys. This is the
Oh,
chart.
here it is.
I finally
Yeah.
found it. Finally found it. So every dot represents 3.2 million people, and then let me just zoom in here real quick so you guys can really see how many people are in here, right? And free users are the green dots. People that pay $20 a month are the yellow
So it's like
dots, and people,
ChatGPT, Claude.
yeah. So think about look at this. This is a deep blue ocean, guys. This is a deep blue ocean. So if you guys are watching this, if you guys understand what we're talking about with AI, then you are considered either in the green dot, the yellow dot, or if you're a super user, you'll be considered the red dot. Just it's
So what
insane.
is a super user?
So a super user is using code scaffolding, kind of like what was doing, creating apps from it. And then like I think people mostly are in the free chat bot or in the pay $15 or $20 a month in AI. You're using it for like, maybe helping you with building workflows out, building maybe text messages out, or whatever it is you're using it for outside of coding. So it could be like a Claude co-work where you're like
Nice.
organizing your desktop, et
Oh, so
cetera, et
I'm in the
cetera, et
middle
cetera.
now. I'm in the middle
Yeah,
now.
you're in the middle. You're moving towards, the red dot
Yeah,
soon.
let's go.
Yeah, yeah.
It's crazy, man, dude. I'm just
Yeah.
like, guys, like not to like shiny object syndrome type stuff, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, we have a friend that just signed a client, $12,000 a month. I'm not going to disclose his name, but he's an
Yeah.
AI consultant for that company. So there's a lot of things that you can do with AI that can help you make a lot of money. But
Yeah.
yeah, I see Ligier, 3K to make 15K. That's a
That's
pretty
cheap.
decent ROI. It's 5x.
Five
With
X is always good.
something light. David Evans, one of our students, he just hit a 29x ROAS on a PPL campaign. So
Oh,
it
that's
might
dope.
be Year of the Dragon this year. I might
Give the
have to
horse
run it.
definitely
Yeah, I might have
fire
to
horse.
run it, dude. So that's pretty exciting. But yeah, guys, a lot of exciting things in AI, a lot of exciting things to work on,
Yeah, dude.
and I can't wait till me and Phil unleash this in New Breed. So
And dope. That's all I got, guys. Until next week, we'll see you guys then.
next Tuesday.
Yeah, peace.
Peace.